everybody, this is Black Samurai of Two Geeks and a Nerd Production, along with my business partner, brother, and friend, Debonair Donnell. So it is the return of the Joyful series, and let's talk about a couple of personal things. I had a lot going on, family things, personal things. Kind of went through a short, I don't know, depression attack, maybe for about almost 3 weeks. It was a little rough, but that's why we hadn't posted anything in a while. I just wanted to let y'all know that, but I'm way better. As my god brother Michael would say, got the floodgates open for some things. And it's not because things were just going bad, actually things were going good. So it's interesting. I guess maybe we're going to focus on that today. For the Joyful series, talk about how things can sometimes be good, but I guess we maybe not excited as we think we should be, because I was definitely feeling that way. So, was having some breakthroughs, as I like to call them, good things happening. Some other people like to call them. So, I don't know, I can't even say what brought it on. Maybe burned out. I was doing a lot of stuff, life, working, building the film company, Two Geeks and a Nerd Productions, building that. As y'all can see, it's a little crooked in the camera, but that's okay. I don't know. But I don't know as in what caused it. Maybe could have been burned out. I don't know. Life of life. Yeah. But anyway, oh, I can't keep saying and But no, I'm just joking, y'all. Like anyway. But yeah, I guess we'll focus on that. So let's focus on, yeah, like I said, I don't know what brought it, because again, you can have a lot of good things going on and still not be as excited for whatever the reason. It could be because you're dealing with depression. Maybe you have feelings for the people that are around you. Maybe they're not doing as well, or they're going through, which is okay. Like, if these are people that you really, that care about you and you care about them, there's nothing wrong. We have to be careful of how we take on things. We definitely have to be careful about that, because even helping out our friends, family, again, the people, whoever closest to you, whoever that may be, you like to look out for each other, encourage each other, because again, if it's, even with family, friendship, just overall friendship, I would say intimate relationship, and I would hope that you're friends with your partner, spouse, whomever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever. We all look for, well, we all don't, well, some people look for it, but I would say, we just hope when, it's our turn and we need someone to help us, that, they'll be there. And for those of us who have actually people, and they say that you pretty much need 2 to 3 friends at the most, which probably helps for less drama. But getting back to, so maybe I hope some of these things I just said help some of y'all out. But, I think the stress of sometimes feeling like you gotta be the strongest one, especially if everybody comes to you, you feel like you gotta be strong, sometimes perfect, can't show ever weakness. You gotta be there for everybody else, even when it might seem draining for whatever your reasoning. Like for me, I used to have a complex of what I used to call saving the world. Thought I had to be there for everybody. And I, through the years, have closed that. Not closed, but made it smaller. I just used more wisdom, meaning that it really was the people who were there But not only people who were returning being there for me, like I was there for them, but also people who appreciated it. Because I've encouraged people, whine, cry, oh, you don't ever hear me. And then when you do, they get scared. They get ungrateful. They'll try to say you're attacking them. Um, hmm, hmm, yeah, this face. Yeah, and I used to get more upset back in the day of that, but now it takes one time with me. I'm going to be honest, and I'm cutting you off. We still might be friends, maybe, but I'm only going to take so much of that at so many different levels. So you sometimes can just not, like going back to encouragement, you just might be like, well, I'm just not going to encourage this person. Because sometimes they might be fun times. You know, y'all probably have some fun times. It's probably not them whining all the time. You know, it's just when life starts, as we call it, life. And, you know, some people, you know, they become a certain way. And they just, they're hard to be around in the moment. Which again, quick saying, don't let moments be lifetimes. Because all of us are going to be down, hard to deal with in a moment. And there are some people who are just for a lifetime difficult. But, you know, again, if someone tries to use me, use you, ugh, if someone tries to, when I'm encouraging them, try to use it against me, I just stop. Now, we might have fun some other days, but again, a lot of times too, yeah, yeah, because I've known some people that, and I may have stopped dealing with them, talking with them, or whatever the case with them. But before I had completely cut them off, we had fun times. But sometimes those fun times aren't enough. Sometimes those getting along times aren't enough because some people can be like that, and then when they're in that mode of, I don't know what to call it, because I don't want to call it depression. When they're in that mode of woe is me, we'll call it that, old school, old school. Google it if you don't know what it means. Mood, they're just extra. Some people are just extra draining. And even sometimes the person you having fun with is extra draining. So, but like I was saying, it was coming from saving the world, and that was just coming from me not feeling encouraged as a child. And I would overcompensate. And then when I started working on that and dealing with that, and dealing with it to where I no longer, ooh, got a little friend up in here. Ooh, dang it, probably when I open the door outside. Hold on, y'all. Dang fly. So I didn't see the fly again. Anyway, I'm back. Don't know where that dang fly went, but ooh, fix my collar. And we still gonna keep recording anyway. We gonna keep it real with y'all. Ain't gonna worry about making a perfect video. Yeah. I mean, so where I'm at now with that, because nobody wants to keep having the same circles in the conversation. Even the people that have the same circles in the conversation don't want to have the same circles in the conversation. Ooh, there go that little son of a again. But anywho, so I'll get it. Let me not let it distract me. I keep letting it distract me. But probably when I went in and out the house, the little sucker got in. I know it's summertime. Oof, I don't know, seemed like there's extra bugs this year. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about for the joyful show. yeah, I hope I've given y'all some solutions on this subject matter, but you do have to make a yes or no decision if you're going to keep going with the person. Now, if you keep going with the person, they keep getting on your nerves, you can't complain about the person. And another thing too, sometimes you don't have to cut a person off. Sometimes you just need to give them their space. Even if you're a husband and a wife, you might have to sleep in a separate room. Doesn't mean you go ahead and get a divorce, because you know why? Because that's part of marriage. I'm single, but in just my opinion, that's what they call fighting for your marriage. So if it means you have to sleep in separate bedrooms to get your marriage better, because again, sometimes you just have to be away from a person and let them go through their change, let the situation get better. Friendships, because I mean it's easier in friendships. Now if you got a roommate, well, unless y'all in a one bedroom apartment, but roommate's house, apartment, you got your own room and your roommate has their room. Um, you you can separate with that too, because you don't have to be up under that person, you know, but you still need to be cordial with that person, because you don't want to be walking around and you know, whatever you might do, just roll them eyes, however you roll eyes, or whatever the case may be. Um, so, you know, because you want to have some kind of peace. Yeah, you have to be like, oh Lord, driving home from work, like, oh Lord, trying to take the long way home from work because you don't feel like dealing again, whether it's friend, roommate, spouse, brother, sister, parent, you know, when you're living with someone, but y'all need to give that person space. Each other, also each other space sometimes. And let them get over that anger. And that's why because a lot of times people are mad at somebody else for things they did, and you just need to just be able to separate from it. I've done it with friends. Really. The easy part about friends is, you know, if it's not someone you're living with. I don't live with any family, so I could do that with family. If I was dating somebody and living by myself, I could do that. But regardless, friends, family, roommate, if it's a space you share someone with, and I'm not just talking about living space, working space, um, business space, whatever the space is. I mean, that person's in your space, whatever way they're in your space. You should have a conversation. You should be able to talk to each other, because sometimes cutting a person just straight off, sometimes, I think cutting a person straight off is good for if you really intend not to bother with that person again. Um, yeah. But if you're not going to cut the person off, that's when we're talking about just giving space to the person. You know, if you're a married couple, again, you might have to sleep in separate bedrooms. Um, in my opinion, I don't think a married couple should sleep in different homes while going through that, but it does happen. Um, but you're working on yourself. It's not for you to go run the streets when you do things like that. You know, you're supposed to work on you, let the other person work on them, because even if you feel it's not your fault, or even if it's not your fault, there's probably other things you could fix about yourself. Like, you're going to have to fix about yourself accepting the other person back. If you don't plan to cut this person off again, divorce, friendship, moving out because it's a roommate situation, family, whoever you're having the issue or issues with, you're going to have to work on yourself to accept the change in the person and to release the anger. And also, we're going to finish it up and say this. Forgiveness is really for you. and it's for you to release. It does not mean that you're saying it's okay that when someone did you wrong, because some people, because I used to be one of those people that felt that way too. So forgiveness is for you, and the release is for you. It's not to say that it was okay for the person that did you wrong, because I've even been in conversation with some other people talking about, oh, you shouldn't forgive because you saying it was okay what they did. No, they're incorrect, and that might be a messy person trying to keep up some mess. Watch Friends of Friends. But all right, everybody, again, this is Black Samurai, two Geeks A Nerd Production. This is the Joyful series, and we'll see you real soon again. Ooh, this way, that way.